I knew I had to get up early for school the next day, but needed the extra cash to pay off some bills, so I decided to work a couple of extra hours that night. I got home to our apartment where we lived with my father-in-law and my husband's grandmother. Everyone was asleep, so I tried to be as quiet as possible without waking anyone up. I remember going in my bedroom to gather my PJs to change into after showering. I walked into the bathroom and locked the door behind me. I started the shower and brushed my hair while waiting for the water to warm up. I got in, stood with my eyes closed, enjoying the hot water beating against my skin. It was much needed after a long day of school and work. I grabbed my favorite shampoo and started to lather my hair, relishing in the scent. As I was massaging and rinsing away the soap, I started to see my shower curtain shake. I didn't think too much into it as I was already so exhausted and wanted to head to bed as soon as possible. But then, I saw what looked like a shadow in the shape of a hand running across and above the curtains from outside. I followed it with my eyes and looked up. A woman of some sort, with her dangling long black hair, was staring back at me from above my curtain rod. She had her tongue sticking out and her skin was black and purple, with sharp eyes looking down at me as if she were staring through my soul. Shaken up at what I was seeing, I covered my eyes in hopes that it would disappear. I still had soap all over myself, so I quickly rinsed off and jumped out of the shower, grabbing my towel. I looked back behind me and shouted, "Leave me alone." It disappeared already, but I could still physically sense its presence. I scurried out of there with my bath towel wrapped around me and did not think twice about putting my PJs on. No one was awake anyway, and if they were, there was no time for shame. I just knew that whatever that thing was had no good intentions. I felt the evil, rage, resentment, and misery it had. This entity only seemed to feed off the negativity and displeasures of one's life, and I was not going to give in to it. I changed into my PJs when I got back to my room and laid next to my husband, grabbing his arms to wrap around me, saying, "Hold me." I felt his grace and comfort, then slowly drifted to sleep. I remember heading to a girlfriend's house one evening, and there were 5 of us hanging out in her basement. We ate a lovely dinner she had prepared for us, as well as cracked jokes and chatted about our goals in life in general. It was so nice to be around good company at the time. We helped clean up after dinner and gathered around to watch a movie. As everyone was getting situated and comfortable, I decided to snap a couple of pictures with one of my girlfriends. We fixed ourselves up to look cute and all, and after a couple of snaps, my friend grabbed the phone to look at the photos we took for approval. What started off as a smile slowly turned into a look of horror. She quickly handed the phone back to me. "What's up?" I asked. "Look at it," she replied. I looked down at my phone. What I saw was shocking. as you could clearly see a dark shadow hovering over us from behind, almost shaped like a human. I flipped through the pictures we took, and you can see that the shadow slightly moved and switched positions from behind. The rest of the ladies wanted to know what was going on, so I showed them the pictures. They immediately screamed and ran up the stairs. I quickly followed. That was our cue to leave. We said our byes and went home. I laid in bed that night thinking about the photos we had taken, and I pulled the pictures up to look at the dark entity one more time. It clearly looked like a humanoid figure. I knew I couldn't keep the pictures on my phone because I believed that it meant whatever I captured would stay with me. No way did I want something like that to be a part of me, so I deleted the pictures from my stored memories on my phone. I was once told that you shouldn't take pictures of yourself at other people's homes, as you never know what you may capture. Sometimes people carry spiritual baggage, or their homes carry those burdens, and are haunted by such entities that have no place to go. I guess it's just a belief system. What do you believe? It was my senior year in high school, closer to graduation. I was so relieved and ready to see what else lied ahead for me. Honestly, I didn't have much plans for college, but a few of my friends encouraged that I go and take the ACT test since it was free, just in case I decided and needed it for college. For the free test, the testing locations and times differed, as it was based off your last name. Since mine started with a Y, I was stuck taking my ACTs at a different high school, whereas my friends, they got to take theirs at a community college. They got lucky to be together, but I didn't mind. I just wanted to take the exam to get it over with. Saturday came and I was up and ready to go for my exam. I've heard a few things about this school as a teen, but pretty sure they were just rumors. However, it was built late in the 1930s in the Minneapolis district. A structure with many decades is bound to have a history of some sort, right? I entered the school and noticed how dark and dingy the narrowed hallways were. The school immediately gave me the creeps, but I proceeded to find the classroom to report to. I could feel the humidity build up in the school as the afternoon sun reached its highest peak in the sky. I took my seat and waited for instructions. The instructor handed us the test books, and as soon as the instructor gave us the green light, I went straight to taking the exam. I was one of the few who completed their test early. However, we all were unable to leave until the rest of the class completed theirs, as it was a time test. Since I had some time to spare, I asked to use the restroom. The halls were quiet and empty, so I decided to take my time and slowly browse the hallways, making my way to the restrooms. I went into the bathroom and used the second stall to do my business. As I sat there, I suddenly heard the toilet next to me flush. I bent over to see if anyone else was in the stall, but I didn't see anything. I just thought to myself, maybe it was an old school with old plumbing, probably why it flushed on its own. After the flushing subsided, I suddenly heard the water faucet squeak, as if the knob was turning. Then a gush of water spilled out from the spout of the faucet. I quickly finished and flushed. I opened the door to see if anyone else was in there with me. Empty. The bathroom was empty. I ran to shut off the running water. Confused, I continued to wash my hands. I turned to look over at the stall I heard flush. The doors to the stalls were weighted, so they would easily shut after you, but I noticed that all of the other ones were closed except that stall in particular. The door to the stall was cracked open. As the fear in me crept in, I quickly ran out of there. I thought, there's no way the toilet would have flushed without manually flushing. There's no way the faucet could have turned on without someone actually turning the knob. And lastly, there was no way the door to the stall would have cracked open unless held open. I went and sat back down in my chair, praying that time would speed up so I could run out of there. Finally, time was up, and we all parted the classroom. I sped so fast to the exit of the school and walked down to the corner to wait for my ride. I definitely didn't want to be there any longer, nor did I even turn to look at the school one last time. The further away I was, the better. I'm not going to share the stories or the rumors of what I heard about this school in particular, as I don't know if they're true. Even so, whatever remains there, I do hope that it finds its peace in the afterlife. If you enjoyed my paranormal experiences and would like to hear more, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell to see my latest videos. Thank you all for listening.